Hello everyone, my name is Amaka and you're welcome to Lizama Stitches. In this tutorial, I'm going to be teaching you how to make this bubu dress you're seeing on the screen. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please click on the subscribe button and also turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified whenever I upload new videos. So let's get started. Now what I have here, I have 2 yards of fabric. I have 2 yards and 9 inches. My fabric is 2 yards and 9 inches. Now my fabric is folded into 2. I have my front panel and my back panel here. Now this is it. This is my front panel. This is the front panel and this is the back panel. Now I've drawn some lines already. Now this is my starting point, which is also going to serve as my shoulder line. This is my waist point. This is my hip point, and this is the hem of my dress. Now I have another line here. Now this line here is 1.5 inches. This line here is 1.5 inches. Now the front is going to have opening. It's going to have slits. So I left 1.5 inches allowance for that slit and the neck opening too. So now this is my front panel. This is my front panel and this is my back panel. So I'm going to draft the front and the back panel together, then I'll cut the back separately. Now take note, my fabric is on fold. You see, my fabric is on fold, and I'm going to take my measurement from this folded part. Now I'm taking my measurement from this part, not from here. Now this is my allowance. I'm taking my measurement from here. So I'm going to start by taking my neck measurement. My back neck width is 3 inches. And the back neck depth is 1.5 inches. The front neck width is also 3 inches, and the front neck depth is 3 inches. So I'll connect the points. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my shoulder measurement. Now I'm taking my shoulder measurement from this point. My shoulder measurement is 14 inches. 14 divided by 2 gives you 7 inches. So this is my shoulder measurement. Now from this point, I'm going to take my sleeve length. Now my sleeve length is 12 inches. This is my sleeve length. And 1 inch for hemming. 1 inch hemming allowance. Now the next thing I'm going to do now, from this point, I'm going to take my round sleeve measurement. Now my round sleeve measurement is 10 inches. I'll be working with 10 inches. Now from here to here is 20 inches. So this 20 inches I have here, I'm going to bring it down here. So this is 20 inches. So I'm going to connect this point to this point. So from here, I'm going to come in by 1 inch. I'll come in by 1 inch, and I'm going to connect this point to this point. Now this helps the sleeve. This helps the sleeve to sit nicely. Now, so this part is no longer useful. So this is now my main line. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take my horizontal measurement. Now on my waist point, I'm going to take my waist measurement. My waist circumference is 32 inches. 32 divided by 4 gives you 8 inches. So I'm going to mark 8 inches here. Now 8 inches here, and I'm using 3 inches for ease. Because this is a free dress, I'm using 3 inches for ease and 1 inch seam allowance. Now on my hip point, now take note, I'm taking my measurement from here, from this point, not from this my allowance. Now my hip, and that's why I'm placing my tape this way, so that you understand that I'm not taking my measurement from here. Now on this point, now this is my hip point, I'm going to take my hip measurement on my hip point. Now my hip circumference is 40 inches. 40 divided by 4 gives you 10 inches. 10 inches plus 3 inches for ease plus 1 inch seam allowance. Now the same measurement I have here, I'm going to take it on the hem. Let me pull this up a little. Now on the hem, now here, I'm also going to take the same measurement I took on the hip, on the hem. Now my hip measurement, my hip circumference is 40 inches. 40 divided by 4 gives you 10 inches. So I'm going to mark 10 inches here, plus 3 inches for ease, plus 1 inch seam allowance. So now I'm going to connect the points. So now I'm going to connect this point to this point. So I'm going to go just like this. I'm connecting this point to this point. And I'll connect this point to this point with the curved part of my ruler. And I'm going to connect this point down to the hem. Sorry guys, I didn't know my camera stopped recording and I was still talking. I just want to briefly explain some of the things I did off camera. Now I've cut off the back neckline, and on the sleeve point, that is the shoulder line, from on the shoulder line, I came down by 1.5 inches for my shoulder slant, and I connected it to the neckline, and I also added ½ inch for my shoulder seam allowance. Now on this point, I've also cut off this point. So I'm going to continue. I'll continue cutting. Please, I don't want to repeat this tutorial. Making videos can be stressful sometimes. I just want you to take note of that, and I want us to proceed from here. So I'll separate the back panel from the front panel. So this is the back. I'm removing the back. And I'll finish the front. So this is the front neckline. The front neckline, I'm going to collect, the front is 3 inches. So I'm going to mark that 3 inches. And I'll cut it. For this part, I'm going to open this part. So So now this is what I'm going to do. This is the front panel. Now I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew this with, I'm going to place these two together. I'll place these two together, right side facing right side. I'll place it this way, right side facing right side, and I'll sew. I'll sew it. I'm going to sew it with 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches seam allowance. Then after sewing with 1.5 inches seam allowance, I'm going to join the front shoulder and I'm going to join the back shoulder and the front shoulder together. Then I'll show you the next thing to do. Now take note from here. Now I'm going to measure. Now my slit is going to be 40 inches. My slit is going to start from here. Now this is where my slit is going. My slit is going to start from here. While the neck is also, I'm also going to split the neck. This part of the neck is going to be opened by 4 inches. So now I'm going to sew from here to here. I'll stop here. So I'll do it and show you the outcome. Then I'll join the shoulder. I'll join the front shoulder to the back shoulder. So now this is my belt. This is the belt I'm going to use to tighten the waist. My belt is 2 inches by 40 inches. This is my dress. I told you that my dress has 1.5 inches seam allowance at the front. So this is that seam allowance I left at the front when I was drafting. So this is it. Now I'm going to iron it down. Now I'm ironing the seam open. Now take note, I've joined the shoulder. I told you that I'll join the shoulder. I've joined the shoulders and I've also joined the front. So this is the seam allowance. Now I'm going to use my hemming gum. I'm going to use my hemming gum to gum this down. You know, it's neater when you use hemming gum. It's finer when you use hemming gum. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start from here. You will have to open the seam. You have to open the seam first before ironing. So I'm also going to use my hemming gum on this part. So now you see how it is. You see how neat it's looking on this part. So let me turn it. Let me show you how to tighten your waist. So this is my dress. This is the front panel. Now what I'm going to do from this shoulder, I'm going to mark my waist point. My waist point is 16 inches. Shoulder to waist point is 16 inches. Now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to divide my waist circumference by 4. Now my waist circumference is 32 inches. 32 divided by 4 gives you 8 inches. So from this point, from this midpoint, I'm going to mark 8 inches. Now I'll mark 8 inches here. And I'll mark 8 inches here. That is from this point, from this midpoint, I'm marking 8 inches. So now this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. I'm going to attach my belt this way. I'll sew this point. I'll sew it here. And I'll sew this part. I'll sew one this part here. I'll sew one here. After that, I'm going to turn my dress like this, right side facing right side. I'll hem the sleeve and I'll sew from here down to this point. And I'm going to do the same thing here as well. After that, I'm going to hem the lower part. Now for the neckline, I'm going to use bias. I'm going to sew the neck with bias. I'll sew the neck with bias. So I'm going to do it and show you the outcome. So this is my dress. Now I'm done sewing. I've attached the belt and I've sewn the neck, the sleeve, and the lower part. I've also hemmed the lower part. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to wear it. Now let me turn it to the right side so that you see what it looks like from the right side. So this is it from the right side. So when I wear it, I'm going to tie the belt to the back. I'll tie the belt to the back. So I'm going to wear it and show you what it looks like. If you found this tutorial helpful, please click on the like button. Share this video with your friends. Share this video in your sewing groups. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. Feel free to follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Lizama Stitches. We've come to the end of this tutorial. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video. Bye.